Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you may be in the world. My name is Meniere Mary Messi, your lyrical Mapo Amatamaha, and this is episode number 4 of Hate Me or Date Me HD. Today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, your relationship with money. Your relationship with money. A lot of people wake up every day. They wake up every day to go work for money. A lot of young people go to school for over 12 years preparing themselves for this work thing. They are going into the workforce or the labor force to work for the type of money that we know as fiat, paper money. The type of money that loses money over time. How much has the American dollar lost since its inception? Some researchers have gone as far as putting it on 95%. At the moment, we work for that type of money. Prior to this type of money that we are working for, we worked for any kind of currency, any kind of commodity, something that had value that we could exchange for something else that has value. And so 95% of us are on the left side of the quadrant, and 5% of us are on the right side of the quadrant. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about something Robert Kiyosaki calls the cash flow quadrant. He says 95% of us, the employees and the small business owners, are making only 5% of the total money in circulation. The 5% of us on the right side of the quadrant, who are big business builders and investors, are making 95% of the total money in circulation. We on the left side are making only 5% of the money in circulation, and us on the right side of the quadrant, the big business owners and investors are making 95% of the money in circulation. Yet we are only 5% on the right. So on the left side, you have people that are grinding. The small business owner cannot remove himself from the daily activities of his business without losing income. The employee cannot do the same. They cannot remove themselves from the daily activities or the required supply of labor by their boss without losing income. Yet on the left side of the quadrant, we are paying the most taxes. On the right side, they are paying the least of the taxes in the world, not more than 5%. Our relationship with money, that's the topic of the day, your personal relationship with money. As you wisen up, young, old, as you become aware of this situation, that there's a huge imbalance, there's huge disparities in society, what is your first and main realization or recognition? I recognized in my time, that it is something that is not repairable. It's a situation that is not fixable unless one was to take a drastic step. How many people want to take the drastic step? For many, many years, since this relationship with money started through the reserve banks, federal banks, central banks of this world, since this relationship started, most of us have been comfortable. We've been comfortable with this relationship. 95% of us have been comfortable with getting paid a salary. We don't even mind the fact that we realize, we have a recognition that it's only enough for you to survive and come back, the JOB. Some small business people have had this bad relationship with money for over 10 years, changing the type of businesses they do over time. Every season or every year, you're changing the type of business you're doing. And we still don't want to fully acknowledge that it's a shitty situation. we need drastic changes. A relationship with money where you know that by the next year you might have to find a new business to do because the dynamic is changing, especially with the advent of technology. Dynamics are changing every day, and an influx of new skills and new talents within the environment that you operate in is going to render you helpless. But we still maintain this relationship. We still dodge the fact that we have to make drastic changes. Your current relationship with money, if it does not help you employ 500 people, keeps you on the left side of the quadrant. If it helps you employ over 500 people, it really means that you are financially free because now money is starting to work for you. You can go on a holiday for the full year, come back for one annual general meeting, check the books, fire people, and still survive. Still be okay because you are within a system. You have a system in place rather that is doing all the work for you. If you're an investor, money is doing all the work for you. You may never have to work again in your life. What is your relationship with money, cousin? What is your relationship with money? Remember, before the type of money that we know now, we had what we call bartering system. Take 4 examples of the bartering system. Example number 1, maybe livestock. Example number 2, maybe land. Example number 3, maybe minerals. Example number 4, maybe other commodities such as oil, salt in its time, cotton in its time. Those allowed you to trade at any rate you preferred. It was a supply and demand situation where if there's too many livestock available, the general price of a cow would go down, which means you'd exchange one cow for less maize meal, or you would need a couple of cows for more maize meal. The land, if there was not a lot of people looking for land, you could not sell it for 10 cattle, you may sell it for 20 sheep. Type of dynamics. Right now, those very commodities or very assets are monopolized. Where is the oil? Where is the livestock? Where is the land? Where is the cotton? Who are the bankers today? Who are the miners today? The bankers are holding gold and they are financing industries. And the gold miners, the guys who are having the gold, have a relationship with the bankers, obviously, because the banks gave them the first capital to start the business. To get in those sectors, there's all manner of charters, there's all manner of red tapes, there's all manner of difficulties that you will incur, and you may end up giving up. The oil of the world is controlled by great states. It's not controlled by ordinary states. Even if you have the oil in your country as a small state, it's not going to feed your people. It's going to help major states or global corporates to make the money. Are you in a relationship with money where you are feeling that it's just a matter of time before you go nuts? It's just a matter of time before you sink. It's just a matter of time, or if even a slight bit, the worst happens to one breadwinner in the family, or you as a breadwinner, everybody that is dependent on you is going into severe poverty or abject poverty. Are you in a relationship with money now where you feel something drastic needs to happen? What is your relationship with money? What is it that when you've come to the recognition that we're in trouble after the 2008 recession, if you live in Zimbabwe, if you've experienced the Greece situation, the Cyprus situation, when did you get to that point where you feel something drastic needs to happen. And if you have arrived at that point, what is it that you are doing? As I said, the other commodities or the other main assets that we operated within the bartering system are now monopolized. The people that get to make the most money right now are people that think fourth industrial revolution, people that discover or invent things that bring a lot of changes to a lot of people, solve a lot of people's problems. But those people are few. It's not all of us that have the brightest idea. So how do you break out? How do you find your victory in your lifetime? The victory in your lifetime. How do you find the victory in your lifetime? And if you don't find it, where will your kids be? Your kids and your grandkids. How will life be for them? Students owe banks money, they owe institutions money, study loans. And they spend years paying those study loans off. Yet they still have to get the house. Yet they still have to finance the wedding. Yet they still have to get the car on credit, etc. We are not taught a genuine relationship with money at high school or in college. We are just taught the skills that you're supposed to have in order to become industry leaders or to become, to join the labor force. We are 95% on the left side of the quadrant, and we are 5% on the right side of the quadrant. To move from here to this side requires an Iron Man's mind. It doesn't require a genius, it doesn't require an intelligent person, it requires a man who has had enough. It requires a heart of steel. It requires balls. You cannot just break through. You cannot just break out. And if you break out, your kids have broken out. If you break out, your friends have broken out. If you break out, your family has broken out. Because there is no way you go into just support a person who goes to sleep anytime they want to go to sleep because they feel like going to sleep, yet they are in deep shit. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you're going to associate with people or give handouts to people that you are not teaching your own philosophy. Robert Kiyosaki, the cash flow quadrant. Look for the book, look for the videos, watch and learn. My topic or my being here, it's not to discuss the book, the cash flow quadrant. It's not to promote his work. It's neither to spook you. It is only to ask you to today, from today, take a full chart, plug it on the wall, and determine your roadmap towards your financial independence. Look at things that are happening. Leave alone the scams. Leave alone the get rich quick opportunities. Leave alone the tried and tested opportunities. Don't go in the market to just compete with someone who's doing the same thing that their mother, their grandfather was doing. Yes, as a start, you may sell those tomatoes. Yes, as a start, you may sell those cottons. Yes, as a start, you may print t-shirts and sell. But what is the one thing that is going to take poverty out of the next 4 generations through you? What is the one thing that is going to emancipate you? You're going to have to use your mind to generate a lot of ideas. You're going to have to try a lot of things. You're going to have to try and sleep much less than you are sleeping right now. You're going to have to live differently, health-wise. You're going to have to watch the amount of time you spend with friends, the amount of time you spend on unnecessary things. You're going to watch the amount of time you spend bathing, you spend eating, you spend talking shit, you spend watching TV. You're going to have to take a drastic adjustment of your life, because that relationship with money begins when you found the environment, you've created the environment and found the space to think. And there's no noise, there's no cluster, there's no following everybody, there's no following the crowd. You become your own man. If you have to leave your job, you leave it in peace, without fear. Oh, what if I leave my job? What am I gonna eat? What happens if things don't go well? No. Before you leave that job, remember, you have to find yourself one or two people that can coach you about this relationship that you need to have with money. You're going to start to form new relationships. You're going to have to network with people that have a different relationship with money in as far as you've observed. I personally have found a new relationship with money. And I cannot stand here and say it is the ultimate relationship with money. I do things that please me. I do things that I know for sure that 2 years, 3 years from today, I'll be fully, totally on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. We will share more ideas as time goes about this relationship with money. Do not screw yourself any longer. Stop screwing yourself knowing you are screwing yourself. Stop allowing someone to dictate what your next 40 years will look like. You're not a poster child for pension funds. You are not a born slave, live a slave, die a slave. You are a man born free. You are a man with full mental, spiritual, and physical capacities to be able to advance your own ideas in the world, invent stuff that can change the world, and consequentially change the trajectory of your own personal and financial situation. I love you and expect of you nothing less than love unto self. A man that loves himself wants to ensure that even his legacy is lovable, not laughable. So stand now, develop a new relationship with money. If you have to be angry, be angry. If you have to fire your own boss, fire your own boss. If you have to lose a few friends, lose a little bit extra family time, and stop attending those weddings, staying at a funeral the whole day, staying at work late just because you're using the work internet to watch some shows on YouTube. What you go on YouTube to watch, what you go on Facebook to do, what you get on WhatsApp to do, what you get on social media to do. Please, please, let it be something that is going to help your new relationship with money. That relationship also will hinge on one most important thing: how you spend what you make from here on. Do you have a company? Have you registered a company? Do you know that you are a brand? A brand moves side to side with a company. You are the brand, you have to have a company of your own. You have to have a business account. You may be a student, you may be a working person. I need you to please have that business account. Operate differently. When you have a company, you have a baby to take care of. You have a baby to nurse, a baby to nurture. Do you think a company can be active, well kept in terms of annual returns and tax returns? You think a company can exist that long and you are not concerned of the direction it takes, or the opportunities don't arise for you to actually take that company to the next level? There's an itch there. One day, that company is going to move you from the left side to the right side of the quadrant. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot to say. The next topic, we'll talk about something else that hopefully will continue to empower you. Thank you so much.